Korean literature. Korean literature has been flourishing since the 14th and 15th centuries. The classic traditional Korean literature has different forms which are preserved and passed down from generation to generation and can still be seen to this day by portraying them in the mass media. Korean literature is usually divided chronologically into a classical and modern period, but the basis for such a division is still being questioned. Great reforms swept Korea after the mid-19th century as its society actively absorbed Western themes. Korea's classical literature developed against the backdrop of traditional folk beliefs of the Korean people. It was also influenced by Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. Among these, this influence held the greatest sway, followed by enormous influences from Confucianism, especially from Confucianism during the Joseon period. Modern literature of Korea, on the other hand, developed out of its contact with Western culture, following the course of modernization. Not only Christian thought, but also various artistic trends and influences were imported from the West. As the new normal education and the national language and literature movement developed, the Chinese writing system, which had traditionally represented the culture of the dominant class, lost the socio-cultural function it had previously enjoyed. At the same time, the Korean script, Hangul, was being used more and more frequently, resulting in the growth and development of Korean language and literature studies. With the advent of the new novel, Shin Soseol, came a surge in novels written in the Korean script. Music and classical poetry, formerly fused together in a kind of a song called changbok, were now viewed as separate endeavors. New paths opened up for the new literature. While Korea was importing Western culture by Japan or China, it was also carrying out literary reforms from within. Linguistic expression and manner of transmission are issues of utmost importance in the overall understanding of Korean literature. Korean literature extends over a broad territory, literature recorded in Chinese, and literature written in Hangul. These two aspects of Korean literature greatly differ from each other in terms of their literary forms and character. Korean literature in Chinese was created when Chinese characters were brought to Korea. Because Chinese characters are a Chinese invention, there have been times in Korea's history when efforts were made to exclude literature written in Chinese from the parameters of what constitutes Korean literature. But in the Koryo and Joseon cultures, Chinese letters were essential to Koreans' daily lives. We also cannot overlook the fact that the literary activity of the dominant class was conducted in Chinese. While Chinese-centered ideas and values are contained in this literature, a feature shared by most of East Asia during this period. They also contain experiences and thought patterns that express the unique way of life of the Korean people. The use of the Korean script began during the Joseon period with the creation of the Korean alphabet Hunmin Jeongeum. The creation of the Korean alphabet in the 15th century was a crucial turning point in Korea's literary history. Compared with the literature written in Chinese, which was dominated by the upper classes, Korean script made possible the broadening of the literary field to include women and commoners. This expanded the social base of Korean writers and readers alike. The Korean script Hangul assumed its place of leading importance in Korean literature only during the latter half of the 19th century. After the Enlightenment period, the use of Chinese letters swiftly declined and the popularity of the Korean letters greatly increased. As soon as the linguistic duality of Chinese and native within Korean life was overcome, literature in the Korean script became the foundation upon which the national literature developed. And that's all for Korean literature. And now, let's proceed to Korean entertainment coming from Miss Liwliwa.
Nowadays, South Korean entertainment has been dominating the world with their movies, Korean drama, and now their music. They make use of their rich literature and Korean entertainment, which hook different audiences and now competing with Hollywood and Bollywood, which are known as global giants in the cinema and movie industry. Now, what makes South Korean entertainment become a global phenomenon? Critics say that South Korean has a high standard in their creations. Korean dramas portrays this perfect world fantasy when it comes to creating drama rules that are often played by aesthetically pleasing actors and actresses that cannot be seen in real life and thus plays with the audience's imagination of perfections. Korean music has been a phenomenon. Its addicting melodies and synchronized dance choreography has swayed most teen and young adult audiences. Korean beauty standards and fashion styles have influenced other countries. Korean has been a phenomenon. It is catchy, fun, and addicting melodies and full of energy. K-pop has become a global sensation, with its two-taping techno beats, crazy colorful aesthetic, trend-setting apparel, and choreographed videos. It has swayed most teen and young adult audiences and its stars are going global. Korean beauty standards and fashion styles have influenced other countries. The big question people want to know is why K-dramas and K-pop are so popular around the world. The Korean entertainment industry is booming right now. The global audience for Korean music and Korean television is exploding across Asia, is even spreading to Europe and North America. Why Korean dramas are popular? There are many reasons why Korean dramas have gained such a wide following of non-Koreans. Here are some of the most common reasons why people become fans of K-drama. First, the eye candy. The stars of dramas are very attractive. There is a reason there are a lot of rowdy shower scenes and princess for a day makeover to be found in Korean shows. Next, cultural appeal. It is educational. Watching Korean dramas lets you absorb information about a different culture without the hassle of dreary studying. You learn about different societal norms by watching the day-to-day life of the character. Watch even one Korean drama and you will understand that shoes are taken off at the door without anyone needing to tell you.
Squeaky clean. The majority of K-dramas are G-rated and very clean compared to American movies and television. Foul language is rare, violence is minimal, and love scenes rarely progress past kissing. In fact, even seeing a French kiss in a Korean drama is newsworthy. Some types of scenes make more impact on viewers when the show isn't flooded with them. Precious moments. There are oodles of meme-worthy moments in K-dramas. Some are funny, some are cute, and the best is both. And the gags will feel new to people who haven't seen much Asian television. Vocabulary stretch. By the time you become a K-drama veteran, all of the drama marathons you finished will have toned your lingual dexterity. You will know several key Korean words and phrases. You will be able to say thanks and sorry with ease, and most importantly, you will be able to confess your love to your dearest oppa, and you will also know what oppa means. Fresh factor. Many people from the Western world watch Korean dramas just because they are different from the programming they are used to. It's not the same old stale, predictable plots that have been recycled for seasons. The plots, types of characters, and even the setting in K-dramas feel new, different, and therefore more exciting. Cool clothes. The fashion in dramas has definite trend appeal. Many outfits are straight from the runway. The accessories are just as amazing as the clothes. Drama stars dress the way most of us would in our daydreams. Mouth-watering food. It's hard to watch a drama and not get cravings of ramen. Nearly every episodes feature delicious-looking dishes like rolled-up eggs, hearty soups, and grilled steak, and Your hand dexterity will improve with dramas because you are sure to have simultaneous chopsticks cravings as well. Rocking music. K-pop is even more popular than Korean dramas right now. It's hard to understand its popularity either. It has catchy beats and funny lyrics. There is also a hefty sprinkling of English words in K-pop. And the good news is that dramas showcase plenty of K-pop music and K-pop stars are drama regulars. K-dramas have grown popular over years. But the question remains, why are K-dramas so popular? Why are so many people watching K-dramas when Gangnam Style by Psy hit YouTube like a tsunami? Many people were surprised to discover how popular Korean music and dramas are in America and outside of Korea. Korean dramas are hot on video streaming sites like Hulu and Netflix. Currently airing dramas can't be subtitled and loaded quickly enough to satisfy their English-speaking audience.